If you're a fan of any team in the Eastern Conference that's trying to make a playoff push, you should be scared right now. You should be paying attention to the Boston Celtics because they are looking like Eastern Conference favorites right now. At the beginning of the season, the East seemed kind of weak. There was a lot of teams that were really good last year that weren't going to be good this year, and everyone thought the Celtics would be one of those teams, right? Look at the Pacers right now. They're at the bottom of the standings trying to get a top pick. Halliburton is still out with injury, and that's probably going to remain the case for the rest of the season, right? The Celtics are not doing that. The Celtics have overperformed this season. Honestly, they've been in the top 5 of the Eastern Conference for the entire season, and they've just been slowly climbing, right? I think they're second in the East right now. I mean, and we haven't even talked about the elephant in the room. We haven't even addressed it. Tatum is going to be back for the rest of the season. I mean, he's played 2 games already, and he's looked pretty damn good since he came back. I could see them upsetting a team like the Cavs, Knicks, Pistons, just based on who they are, based on their championship pedigree, right? And that was without Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is coming back, and he's starting to ramp up. He's starting to get back to the player that we know he is. Right now, obviously, he's like 60% of the player he once was. He is still recovering from that Achilles tear, but he has 2 months to ramp up here. Even if he gets to 80%, this team is extremely scary. I could totally see them becoming the Eastern Conference favorites here for a few reasons, but I won't get into that right now. I kind of want to talk about their situation before Tatum. Obviously, they were overperforming, but why is that? Well, I did mention Brown. Obviously, they did have Jaylen Brown, and he's been playing amazing, but a few of the other role players have really stepped up. They had a few players at the beginning of the season that are now off the team that were traded. I think Manat was his name. I know that they traded away Anthony Simons. He was pretty big for the team, but they did get back Vucevic. And I'll get into that later because I think he will be a big part of the playoffs this year for them. Currently, not really including the Tatum games, the Celtics have the second best offense based on offensive rating in the entire NBA. And they are the 5th best team based on defensive rating. And that's before Tatum is back. Before Tatum is back to even 80% of the player he once was. I mean, that's mind-blowing. This team has everything. They have all the recipes to really just win a championship this season. I mean, they have 2 amazing two-way stars. They can create offense. They have their own bags, and they can also defend. I don't have to tell you how good Tatum is. I don't have to tell you how good Brown is. You probably know. Not only that, but they have one of the best 3-and-D players in the entire NBA, basically, in Derek White. I mean, we've seen him on Team USA. We've seen him on that championship run. He's amazing, and it's crazy that this team has a pretty loaded front 3. But that's not all. I mean, they have a great supporting cast, kind of like what I was saying. They have Vucevic to be a stretch big for them, kind of take in that Al Horford role a little bit from that championship run. They have Peyton Pritchard off the bench who can get a bucket at any time, and he plays with a intensity that is very rare nowadays, it feels like. They have a few other amazing defensive bigs in Hauser, who also can shoot threes and be a stretch, and they also have another defensive guard for off-the-bench play in Jordan Walsh, who has been amazing this season. Not to mention, that's all wrapped up with a coach that basically has just curated a culture that is made for the playoffs. I mean, this team is extremely gritty. They like to slow the game down, and that's just going to benefit them in the playoffs. So we got through that. What I want to talk about now is the matchups of the main few teams that I think they would have a challenge with in the playoffs. I'm sorry, Hornets fans, Raptors fans. I don't really see you guys as contenders as we talk about you right now. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I'm not going to talk about the matchup there. I'm only going to talk about the matchup with those 3 teams. And I got to start off with my Detroit Pistons. Now, this is a pretty scary matchup for the Pistons. I mean, we have seen the Celtics lock down Cade. I think last time they played, he was 4 of 17, 4 of 16. I mean, and he's not coming off a great stretch right now. They have ways to shut him down. They have guards who are quicker than him. They have forwards who are taller than him. They have a physical defense that will make him struggle in the playoffs. So we will have to look to different players to take the shots, to create. And the Pistons don't really have that. I mean, going into the trade deadline, they really needed a second shot creator. And right now they're running with Karis LeVert and Dennis Jenkins, who ever since he got his contract, he's not played very well. They also have a all-right center matchup against the Pistons. The only thing that does scare me for the Pistons is Hauser can shoot threes, Vucevic can shoot threes, and Duren is notoriously bad at covering the three ball. With stretch bigs, he seems to always let up a ton of threes. Now for the Knicks side of things, I don't really know how to feel about this matchup. I mean, they do have a obviously great defensive team to lock down some of the Knicks' talent. They have some guards they can put on Brunson, who are pretty disciplined, won't really foul him that much, at least try not to. They have some forwards that they could put on Cat, or some bigs to put on Cat if they want. And then they guard the three ball pretty well, which is a lot of this team's bread and butter, it feels like. I think they could really slow down the Knicks' offense, and then what else do they have, really? I know they're all right at defense right now, statistically, but the eye test is not really passing for me. And then finally, the last matchup I'm going to talk about is the Cavs matchup. Again, I'm a little iffy on this matchup here. This could definitely be the toughest matchup when they are fully healthy for the Celtics. The Cavs' offense seems a little heavy for this team, even though they are great defensively. They have a crazy pace. James Harden, Donovan Mitchell on the same team will be tough to guard, along with the double big lineup that they're running a ton. My only concern for the Cavs is them not being able to stop the Celtics on offense, really. I feel like the Celtics could just be quicker. I mean, they could attack Harden. They could attack some of the other players on this team. They could definitely get away with some bench minutes. I'm definitely going to have to see some more run out of this team fully healthy before I can really make a prediction on this. Hopefully, we will see that before the season ends. But that's kind of all, really. I just want to talk about this team and how, honestly, I am a Tatum fan, right? For the longest time, I felt like a Tatum hater. I was like, he's corny, he's bad. And then I grew up. He's a pretty good guy, and he's an amazing basketball player. I just can't hate him. It's amazing to see him come back from an Achilles tear this quickly and come back to being a pretty great player so far. This team is going to seriously be a threat in the East. And if you are a fan of any Eastern Conference team who is trying to do anything this season, you should be nervous, like I said at the beginning of the video. We got to monitor this team and see how Tatum looks basically every single day, because I mean, if he's getting better every single day, which so far for the 2 games that he's played, he kind of has, again, it could get scary, right? He's the main X factor for me. And who knows, I might have this team coming out of the East when the playoffs swing around, and that's soon. So if you guys liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna be making a ton of videos over the next 2 months leading up to the playoffs. I'm super excited. Thanks for watching. Peace.